All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It is Tuesday, March 16th, 2021. It's going on 1900. It's about 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Reason I'm talking to y'all today is in regards to tomorrow, which is Wednesday, the 17th of March, 2021. In case you haven't heard, the Mid-South and Dixie Alley both are in for a major storm outbreak. This includes all modes of severe weather, so hail, wind, and tornadoes. And when I say hail, I say wind, I say tornadoes. It's not, there's a minimal chance of each one, but not a non-zero chance. It's significant hail threat, significant tornado threat, and of course, damaging straight line winds that come with the type of storms that produce the other two modes. So the other day, there was an enhanced risk issued for a really large swath of land here in the Mid-South and into Dixie Alley. That includes like large parts of the state. So large parts of Mississippi, parts of Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, like far northeastern Louisiana. And they issue that 3 days out. So an enhanced risk 3 days out, you know something serious is coming down the pipe. So 2 days out, they still had the enhanced risk. And today, which is 1 day out, finally this morning, they issued a moderate risk, which takes up a good amount of that enhanced risk, surprisingly. So we have a huge part of the southeast that's under the gun for these storms. So with this moderate risk, we have a chance for significant tornadoes, which is indicated by the black hash marks you see, a chance for significant hail, which again, indicated by the black hash marks, and then obviously significant wind, because you're not going to have a severe storm without wind. So the Storm Prediction Center is already calling this a particularly dangerous situation, or PDS. So whenever you have a PDS tornado threat, whenever you have any kind of tornado threat, it's not necessarily meant to be taken lightly. Even if you just have that dark green 2% chance, it's not meant to be taken lightly. That means there's a non-zero threat. But with this significant threat for tornadoes, that means we have a 15% chance of these supercell type storms and this tornado propagation. And out of that 15%, that means there's a threat of significant tornadoes, meaning EF2 strength or above. So if you already weren't taking this lightly, you really shouldn't be now. It's not something to screw around with. They're showing large threats for large tornadoes. Hail, some forecasts are showing 5 inches in diameter or more. 5 inches. That's enough to shatter car windshields, knock mirrors off cars, shatter windows in your car and in your home. That's enough to, if you're caught outside in it, honestly, a hailstone that wide, falling from however many thousand meters in the air, that's enough to kill somebody if you're caught out in it without the proper protection. This isn't something to be taken lightly. This is something that's going to be occurring throughout the day and into the evening. And this is something everyone needs to be really, really weather aware of. So our first little set of storms, according to the composite reflectivity, which I'll show now, is set to start coming around about 0600. So 6 in the morning Central Standard Time. That's whenever Memphis is going to start seeing it. Now, depending on where you live elsewhere, you're going to start seeing it at different times. But for Memphis and the Mid-South specifically, this is whenever you're going to start first seeing storms. Now, after those roll through, we're going to see a little bit of a break, maybe a rain shower here or there, but this is soon after is whenever you're going to start seeing the big time storm modes. So there's going to be a chance for a linear storm mode, or a squall line, and there's going to be a chance for some embedded supercells within that, but also supercells generating on their own outside of this line, just because of how volatile the atmosphere is going to be. Cape values are high enough, storm helicity indexes high enough, like all the parameters are in place for a storm of the year, storm of the decade type event to come about. Now, for those of you who keep up with the weather, Saturday night in Texas, they saw a tornado outbreak of their own. For a small area near Amarillo, there was a moderate risk of tornadoes issued, and that area did see a tornado outbreak. Now, there were no big-time tornadoes. There were a few wedges reported, but they were mainly in rural areas, so we didn't see casualties, we didn't see deaths. But this part of the Mid-South is very populated. You have cities like Memphis, Tennessee. You have cities like Little Rock, Arkansas. You have cities like Jackson, Mississippi, all of which house hundreds of thousands of people each. So you have upwards of millions of people under the gun for this severe weather threat. And our current parameters for tomorrow for this area are even more significant and even more serious than what Texas saw prior to their event. So with them seeing all kinds of tornadoes, monster hail, crazy wind, we're really only left to imagine the proportions of storms that we're going to see tomorrow. So for those watching that live anywhere in the Southeast, but particularly the places that you see in these brighter colors that I'm showing now, y'all need to be extremely weather aware tomorrow all day, from when you wake up to when you go to bed. This includes watching the weather, having a good radar app on your phone, whether that's Radar Mega or Radar Scope. I personally use Radar Scope, but both are great programs and have great software. You need to pay attention to the news and have a weather radio. Weather radios are cheap. You can spend less than $50 and have an excellent weather radio that cranks up, has a light, has multiple frequencies for wherever you are. It will give you any alert that you need. And also have a plan in case power goes out, in case water goes out, in case you can't reach friends or family, or a road is blocked by a tree. Have a plan. So know the safe space in your house, know tornado shelters around your hometown or around your city if there are any, and know where these storms are going to be. Watch the radars, listen to the news, listen to your weather radios, because they're going to be going off pretty much all day. Whether it's flash flood warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, whatever the case may be, they're going to be going off all day, and they're going to be giving you the information that you need to stay safe and stay weather aware. Now, normally I don't get hyped up or excited about thunderstorms. Like, obviously I enjoy them, I'm passionate about them, but this one I'm taking a lot more seriously. And with everything I've said so far, I'm not exaggerating. I don't exaggerate when it comes to storms. If a storm's going to be weak, I say it's going to be weak. If a storm's going to be strong, I say it's going to be strong. I don't exaggerate. I try to not blow it out of proportion, because then people can get the wrong idea and either take it too seriously, which I'd argue that you wouldn't really be able to do with severe weather, or not take it seriously enough. They'll go out their day, they'll, go to work, not pay attention to the weather, they'll go shopping after work, they'll hit the gym, whatever the case may be, not paying attention to the weather, and potentially putting themselves, their family, or their friends in harm's way. Now, this isn't a scare tactic, this isn't fear-mongering, this is me telling the truth and making sure everyone is absolutely prepared and knows what is coming to them. So with all that being said, hopefully everyone will stay safe with this storm. Everyone heeds to warnings, heeds to watches, and pays attention to what meteorologists have to say. Right? They don't get paid to just look at clouds and say, hey, that one looks cool. They get paid to tell you what's going to keep you safe and what to watch out for. So everyone, have a great evening, a great day whenever you're watching this. Don't get scared, but definitely be cautious, be aware, and take any appropriate action you need to keep yourself, your friends, and your family safe. All right, have a great evening.